aspects of gun ownership every week on this fine radio station. You're listening to Gun Talk with Tom Gresham.
All right, if you're on hold, John, Bruce, don't go anywhere. We're going to get to you. Dan, don't go anywhere. We're going to get back to you in just a few minutes. But first, I want to talk about holsters. If you carry a gun, as I do most of the time, I'm tempted to say all the time, but that's not true. There are a few times when I don't, but those are pretty rare. You know, and we've talked about this before, that carrying around a 1 to 2 plus pound chunk of steel, plastic, metal, whatever it is, sometimes just isn't comfortable. And if you carry it all day, and I do, then you really know what I'm talking about. So we are forever chasing this holy grail of how do I get more comfort in my holster, in my rig, in my whole thing. And so what do we end up doing? We end up going to smaller, lighter guns, knowing that we're giving up some ballistic advantages, but we're saying, well, I want to carry something that's comfortable. Well, joining me right now, some fellow who said, well, there's another way to approach this. Let's try a different tack. Chris Tedder joins me right now from Comfort Holsters. Hey, Chris, what have you guys created here?
Well, hi, Tom. It's a real honor to be on your show today.
Well, I'm glad you're here. I mean, I'm looking at what you're doing, and I'm just kind of scratching my head and thinking, that makes stone cold sense. What is Comfort Holsters? What have you guys done here?
Well, we've created what we like to call here is the high-tech hybrid. We've looked at materials, and we've decided to pull in some of these modern materials that we've been creating over the last couple of decades and get them into our holsters.
Okay.
And I guess the real history is, you know, looking at the way I carry is I always want to carry a big gun, but I want to be able to wear an inside the waistband holster for, you know, getting that weapon out quickly and concealment reasons. But I seem to always revert back to a pocket carry revolver because I just, you know, when I'm sitting in my car and that holster's digging into my back, I'm not happy.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. We end up going to smaller and smaller guns because in many cases it's just difficult or not comfortable to carry a big gun. So you approach this, you said, well, let's just make the holster itself more comfortable. What'd you put on this thing?
Yes, sir. Well, we use a lot of materials. We use gel, suede, a full Kydex shell, and, you know, leather. And we kind of blended it all together to make a holster with a small footprint that's easy to carry all day long. And it really is just easy to carry all day long. And there's just a lot that has to be said about gel because if you look at the way it distributes pressure, nothing on earth can touch it. When you're looking at Kydex and leather, they're great materials, but when you want something between you and something hard, that gel pad is really going to be optimal for you.
Okay, well, what is gel? What are you talking about?
Okay, well, for instance, if you were ever in an ambulance ride and you saw an EMT helping someone out on the side of the road, a lot of them will carry a little roll of gel, and this thing is just 2 or 3 millimeters thick. And they can roll it out and lay a 200-pound man on that, and he's going to be comfortable while they're working on him down there. You know, gel is just, it's a new material that really isn't that new, but as far as using it in something like a holster, it is new. And if you compare it to, you know, some foams out there, it's still going to be better than just about anything that we found for using to distribute the pressure.
Well, now, a lot of us, everybody has seen the commercials for the shoe insoles with the gel in it. Is it kind of like that? Is that what we're talking about?
Yes, sir. We have people comment on our Facebook about gelling. You know, they see the commercials about Dr. Scholl's and the gelling, and it's very, very similar to the gel you're going to see inside your shoe. And that's that's basically what brought us in that direction because we said, okay, if a gel insert in your shoe can distribute the weight of 200 pounds evenly and makes your shoe 10 times more comfortable, let's try that on a holster. And let me tell you, Tom, it works. It really does.
Well, it makes sense. You just put it, it's on the back of the inside of the holster. Let's say the back of it, the inside, the part that's against your body. Is the gel actually against your body?
Yes, sir. Well, what we do is we wrap it in suede, and then that is adhered to a full Kydex shell. And it is not going anywhere. It's permanently attached. And, another thing is we wanted to use a full Kydex shell because, it has a lot of great qualities. It's sweat-proof, very fast on the draw, great retention, and it's very reliable. That retention does never wear out. So we found a way to attach the gel, and we wrapped it in suede. And, we also wanted to incorporate a small footprint in the holster design, because looking at it from our perspective, we say, I don't want to grab that big holster and put it on today. I'm just going to grab my little revolver. Well, we figured if we found a way to make this extremely small, people would be more likely to grab it and put it on than if it was a bigger holster.
Okay. So, all right. So let me ask you the obvious question. I'm sure you get this all the time. You're talking about suede and gel. How much thickness does this add to the whole package?
It is a little bit thicker than your typical leather Kydex hybrid. Okay. But an interesting thing that we've done is we found a way to actually conceal the holster at least as well as other holsters, and we feel better. We call it the cling tab, and what we've done is on our Bentley series holster, we've got a leather tab on each side, but on the rear side by your grip, it's twice as thick and very rigid, and as you tighten your belt up, that pulls that back clip in more than it does the opposite clip, so your grip will actually follow that clip into your body.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. And you'll actually feel the grip of the weapon on your side, and that helps you know it's not going to be pushing out on your shirt.
So it's not printing. So what I'm hearing you saying then is you can put it on, you can cinch it up tight, but because of the gel, it's still going to be comfortable. So of course, if it's tight, it's going to be tight against your body. It's not going to print, but you're not giving up the comfort by doing that. How in the world did you come up with this?
Well, it took over a year and just dozens and dozens of prototypes. And, some accidents along the way turned out to be, real enlightening on how to make certain features like the smaller footprint and the cling tab come into play. And on our Jaguar series only has one clip on it, so we don't have that same cling tab. But what we do is we move that clip as close as we can to the grip without interfering with your hand gripping the handgun, and you'll find that it actually conceals very, very well, too, because if that clip is in the middle of the pistol, it's going to be pulling equally on both sides of the pistol, but if that clip is closer to the hand grip, it's going to pull that hand grip a little more than the other side of the pistol. And we found that our holsters are very concealable, and that's one of the things that people like to tell us all the time is, I'm shocked at how well this conceals better than my other holster, my old holster. And they didn't expect that with it being, a tad bit thicker. And when I say a tad bit, it is a tad bit. We use 3mm gel, and that's up against the Kydex with a little suede wrapped around it. And you're not really going to notice it being thicker.
Right.
And with
you're just going to notice it being comfortable. You sound like a guy who got tired of getting poked and prodded by your holster and decided to, one of those guys said, I bet if I just work on this, I can come up with it. It probably ended up being harder than you thought it was going to be, didn't it?
Oh, yes. It came to me one day. I was trying to figure out a way to make that holster more comfortable for me to wear. And what came to me was, well, let me glue some memory foam onto this thing. And that was thick, Tom.
Yeah, really thick, yeah.
That didn't work. But, looking at all the material we had available, we eventually said, well, this gel just works out perfectly. But, you can't just use any gel. We had to find the perfect gel that was waterproof and thin.
Right.
And, of course, being waterproof, it's sweat-proof. And what we've come up with is a product that we're very, very happy with. And the main reason is we're giving people out there another option to carry when they normally wouldn't carry. And, that's why I designed it in the first place, was to give myself more options to carry inside the waistband.
All right. Now, we've got the website, comfortholsters.com. And they can go in there and see, it looks like you got more than 100 different guns you've got holsters for and different models, and they can just see the whole deal. That's clearly going to be the place to go, Comfort Holsters. Yes, and you might just mention the guarantee you have.
Yes, sir. Well, we do have a lifetime bumper-to-bumper guarantee. If you ever have a problem, send it in. We'll replace it or repair it for free. And we also offer everyone a 6-week buyback guarantee. A lot of people are nervous about trying something new. We want to take that completely out of the picture. And I'll just let you know that almost nobody returns these. Everybody wants to hold on to it when we send one out. And, I didn't mention earlier, Tom, but if anyone sees or they don't see their weapon on our website, they can send us an email, and if it's on our list that we are trying to add shortly, we'll go ahead and bump that up if it's on our list and try to get one out to them. And we do have a strong focus on customer service, so we try to answer all emails in a timely manner.
Okay, and I see here, I'm looking at my notes, you decided to give a 10% discount if anybody enters the code TOM on the checkout. That's pretty cool. Yes,
sir. We'd like to thank you for having us on the show and thank all of your listeners. That's 10% off. So good for quite a while into the future.
Very good. It's comfortholsters.com. Go in there. You can buy it risk-free, 10% off if you put in the code TOM, and get yourself a truly comfortable holster. Chris, I just got to tell you, this thing just looks way cool. Congratulations, man.
Well, thank you, Tom.
All right. Well, listen, I appreciate that. We're always looking for a better way, and looks like you've been working one up here. All right, everybody, we'll come back in just a second. By the way, it's comfortholsters.com. Don't forget, go ahead and put in your order. It's risk-free. Money back. Go buy it back. Get it for 10.